if you have a YouTube channel, you probably want to be finding some basic things that you can be doing to improve it, right? Stuff that's not too much of a hassle for you, that you can kind of set and forget and will improve the overall health. That's what I'm going to be talking about on today's episode of the BB&J podcast. I'm your host, as almost always, John Lind, and let's get right into this. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go to your channel, pull up your settings, right? You pause the video, come back when you have it. First thing you'll do is you'll go to channel, you'll set the country of residence. This will help provide some understanding and context of YouTube of what your channel is. This is especially important if you offer a geo-specific service. So if you're a physical therapy clinic, right? If you are a real estate brokerage, right? You want to be targeting people in a specific area. And however much you can narrow it down to the people who are actually going to work with you, the better. This is a basic thing you could do in that. The second thing is you're going to want to add evergreen keywords. This is stuff that you don't have to constantly update, but is always going to apply to your channel, apply to your brand. Once again, it provides YouTube with a better understanding of what kind of content you produce, what kind of channel you are, and better deliver you to your target audience. The last thing, I have been through this quite a bit, and this is one of the big reasons why I'm even making this video. You will see something like, is this content made for children? What it's saying is the target audience of this video children? Not, is this kid friendly, right? Unless you're specifically trying to reach children, your target audience is going to be adults. So you might think, oh, I should set this. But if you do, you are disabling comments. You are disabling the eligibility of monetization. And you are going to get recommended to YouTube Kids accounts, not to adults, where you want to actually be going. So what you're going to do is you're going to go in your settings on that channel, and this is under advanced, I believe, and you're going to set set this channel as not made for kids. I never upload content that's made for kids. Remember, it's not that this is inappropriate for children, it's that the target demographic is adults. This is content geared towards adults. You will be penalized by YouTube for if you set this as, yes, my content's made for children. If you set a video as that, you're going to get penalized. Don't do it. The next thing I'm going over is upload defaults. So the first thing is, if you have evergreen title branding. So for example, with our videos, we oftentimes do like BB&J podcast number, whatever title. So I just keep BB&J podcast number, and then I fill in the stuff later. If you, let's say, have a real estate brokerage, let's say I did the John Lind real estate team, I would just do and have the space for the title, and then I would, a normal separator bar, the John Lind real estate team, because if I'm going to want to have that on every single video, I'm going to want to keep that in the title. Make my life easier, right? I want to make your life easier. Keep things simple. And then the other thing I'll say is include a call to action in the description. If you have an evergreen call to action, especially that comes with some hashtags, you're going to want to have that on every video, right? So like and subscribe, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, visit our website. Though, if that is stuff that you want to have on every video, why would you make it so that there are potentially videos that you upload that don't have it, right? I see it all the time with accounts where multiple people are uploading videos. If there's not that default set of that call to action, people are going to be uploading videos with, a minimal description that can't actually send people anywhere. So why not make your life easier and make that call to action an upload default? The other thing in that regard, I get it. Tags can be a hassle, you know. So make sure to set some evergreen tags that can apply to pretty much every video that you do. What I'd recommend is potentially leaving, if you really do want to make your tags specific to videos, get the evergreen tags, leave it, and then just include, 2 to 3 video specific tags. That'll be fine. The next thing is set your category. Unless you're talking about significantly different things each video, if you're just trying to educate people, then just do education. If you're talking about like financial things, then as long as the subject of each video is the same, or especially if the overall category of your videos are the same, just set it as a default, so you don't have to do it every time. And that category is going to help YouTube better contextualize and categorize, ironically, your videos. The last thing is set title and description language. So if your videos are in English, just set them both to English. It makes your life a lot simpler. It makes it so that YouTube better understands what language it's in. Once again, helping to better reach an audience that is going to engage with your content. If your videos are primarily spoken in another language, then just do that language, but that upload default is designed to make your life easier, so you don't have to set it every time, and you're not going to get penalized for ignoring it. So those are the setting changes. Those are the setting things that I would recommend. The last 2 things I wanted to cover are playlists and shorts. So playlists are a good way to categorize content in a way that people can just hit play all and just go through it. So when making playlists, make sure to keep that in mind, right? If you have a podcast, if you do podcast episodes weekly, then put in the playlist and you can just put it there. A great advantage of that is now you can link to the playlist. So if you have a space where you're trying to send people, you don't have to update the link every single time. You can just have that link to the playlist there and people can watch it. And then you can encourage people to continue watching your stuff, right? Because that's what we're always trying to do. The thing that I would recommend is try to create what would be considered like bingeable playlists, right? And this is stuff that people can just walk through and continue to enjoy, because if you enjoy one video, you're probably going to enjoy the rest or get value out of the rest. In terms of creating a title and description, I absolutely do create a description for the playlist. For the title, just do something concise. Description, you can say like you can give them a frame of reference of how often this can be like updated, but it's like tune in for a whole suite of content around this, that, and the other, and this is what we're talking about in the playlist, right? The last thing I mentioned is YouTube Shorts. So this is a very valuable place to put your short form video. If it is a vertical video that's under a minute, it goes as a short. The thing to keep in mind in terms of best practice is to put hashtag shorts at the top of the description when you're creating these specific videos. Those are my recommendations to you. I know it's kind of a lot, but if you can just implement some of those things, I promise you your channel is going to do better. With that, I'd like to thank you so much for listening and or watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week.